Right friends, welcome back to Learning Space. We are going to discuss in this news analysis India, Nepal and India-Bangladesh relations, India-Nepal relations on downside, India-Bangladesh relations on upside. There is quite a contrast situation between India-Nepal relations and India-Bangladesh relations. And let us start with India-Nepal relations. India and Nepal relations have got a special significance in view of 1950 India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Because of this treaty, Indians have got a free movement in Nepal and Nepalis have got a free movement in India. And if you look at the significance of this 1950 India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship, the privileges it gave to both the citizens, both the countries should inform each other any serious friction or misunderstanding with any neighboring state, then visa free travel between both the countries, then open borders, then Nepal can freely import arms and ammunition required for its safety and security throughout the territory of India. Then national treatment to the nationals of other country in industrial and economic development. That means the treatment which we give to our citizens should also be given to Nepalese citizens in this country. That is national treatment. And these are the salient features of 1950 India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship. And because of this, what happened is, between the Madhesis of plain region of Nepal and the people of Bihar in particular and Uttar Pradesh to some extent, there is a roti-beti relations. Lot of marriage alliances took place between the people of Bihar as well as Madhesi groups of the plains region of Nepal. So this resulted in popular name of roti-beti relation between Madhesis and Indian states of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. So this 1950 India-Nepal Treaty of Peace and Friendship has got a special significance if you look at India and Nepal relations. But what happened during the past few months? I have listed 6 issues. Please look into these issues. First one is India tried to mediate in the last stage of the adoption of new constitution in Nepal. All of you are well aware, Nepal adopted a new constitution on 20th September 2015 and 2-3 days before the adoption of new constitution, India tried to stop the process, which you can say is a blunder from Indian perspective, and it irked Nepal government as well as its people. Second one is India could not welcome the adoption of a new constitution, and it has not gone well with not only Nepali government but also with the people of Nepal. Third important point is there is a general feeling in India that Nepal is dominated by hill people, and Nepal feels that plains people, especially Madhesis, are supported by India. There is a feeling among the hill people, or you can say elite people of Nepal, that Madhesis are indirectly supported by India. That's why it led to lot of misunderstanding between Nepal and India. If you look at the fourth point, Nepal feels that India is behind the blockade of trade routes for around 4 months and indirectly supported Madhesis. India says Madhesis are responsible for blocking the routes, but Nepal feels that India is behind this blockade. That led to further misunderstanding between India and Nepal during the past few months. And another important point is Nepal suffered badly due to non-availability of essential items as the trade routes were blocked, and it gave rise to anti-India sentiment across Nepal. Not only that, pro-nationalist sentiments arose in Nepal, and Nepal looked at other options of taking fuel from Bangladesh and looking at other options of China, right? But India is well connected through the plain routes, but if you look at China, it is difficult terrain through the mountains up to the altitudes of 6,000 meters and above. And the last point is Nepal Prime Minister recently visited China, and Memorandum of Understandings on transit and railway lines further vitiated the relations between India and Nepal, and suspicion has grown in India to some extent when Nepal Prime Minister visited China and talked about transit through China and Memorandum of Understanding with regard to extension of railway line to Kathmandu. And these things we discussed in the lecture part. Please look into the lecture part if you want more about the visit of Nepali Prime Minister to China. So these are the 6 issues which led to lot of misunderstanding between India and Nepal, and you can say during the past 1 year, especially during the past 8 months, the relations between India and Nepal are on the downturn. Right? Quite contrast. Let us look at the relations between India and Bangladesh during the past 1 year. First and the foremost important aspect is landmark agreement on transfer of enclaves between India and Bangladesh. Enclaves are the small pieces of lands surrounded by the land of other country, and this dispute was pending for more than 40 years, and this long pending issue of more than 40 years was solved, and the most difficult issue of this enclaves was solved with the land boundary agreement between India and Bangladesh. Second important point is India started supplying high-speed diesel from Numaligarh refinery in Assam. From Numaligarh refinery, through pipeline it will come to Siliguri, and from Siliguri in West Bengal, the diesel will be taken by train to Parvatipur in Bangladesh, and recently one such train left Siliguri and reached Parvatipur in Bangladesh. So this is another sign of growing friendship between India and Bangladesh. If you look at the third important aspect, supply of 100 megawatt power from Palatana power plant in Tripura to Bangladesh. And please don't forget, India is already supplying 500 megawatt of power to Bangladesh, and recently India started supplying 100 megawatt of power from Palatana power plant in Tripura. And in return, Bangladesh gave 10 Gbps internet bandwidth, which will facilitate internet connectivity in northeastern region. This 10 Gbps line was given from Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh. So this shows growing relations between India and Bangladesh, at least on trade and economic front. Look into the fourth issue. 1320 megawatt coal-based power plant is being built in Bangladesh as a joint venture between NTPC and Bangladesh Power Development Board. This is coming up in Rampur in Bangladesh, and NTPC and Bangladesh Power Development Board established a joint venture company to develop 1320 megawatt coal-based power plant at Rampur in Bangladesh. And one of the major contracts was awarded to BHEL recently, and this shows growing friendship. If you look at the fifth issue, most important issue, Agartala-Akhaura rail link will come up. Recently, Silchar is connected with Agartala. Agartala is the capital of Tripura. Silchar is in Assam. Silchar-Agartala rail line was opened recently, and Agartala-Akhaura rail link, this is 15 kilometers, and the cost will be entirely borne by India, and the Union Ministry of Development of Northeast region already sanctioned rupees 580 crore, and definitely once this railway line comes up, this Agartala-Akhaura rail line comes up, then from Calcutta through Bangladesh, northeastern region can be reached quite easily, right? So let us hope this Agartala-Akhaura rail link to complete as fast as possible. If you look at the last issue, I have already told you railway line from Silchar to Agartala recently connected, and government also decided to extend this railway line from Agartala to Sabroom. Sabroom is the border town in Tripura, and immediately after that the Feni river will be there. If a bridge is constructed over Feni river, then Chittagong port and Ashuganj port, these two ports will become very nearer to northeast region. So recently, Bangladesh gave its approval for construction of a bridge over Feni river, and once this bridge comes up and once the railway line is extended from Agartala to Sabroom, then Chittagong and Ashuganj. Chittagong is international port and Ashuganj is river port, and these two ports will be quite nearer to northeastern region of the country, right? So these are the issues. From all these issues, it is evident that India and Bangladesh relations are on the upswing and India-Nepal relations are on the downside. Right friends, let us hope the misunderstanding between India and Nepal to go away, and let us try to improve relations between India and Nepal. If we remove the misunderstandings, probably India and Nepal relations will improve in near future, and open discussion with regard to certain aspects is required between India and Nepal so as to remove certain misgivings. This is all about India-Nepal relations on downside and India-Bangladesh relations on upside, and please do join for other modules. Have a nice day. Thank you.